Libras, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for October 3rd through the 9th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the real size and location of the constellations. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so Libras, this week we have a lot going on astrologically speaking. Perhaps the most significant thing going on is that Saturn is going to be squaring up to the North Node. So this is involving two very slow-moving planets, making it collectively significant. So all week long with that, we are going to have this aspect, and this has been this year involving Saturn, who's recently gone into that second house of yours. So hopefully you've been taking seriously the financial life, saving, taking the mature, grounded approach with that. And not only with finances, though, with all of your values in life, but particularly your material values, and accessing your sense of self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-reliance, and taking all that seriously also. So it's a great week for that because Saturn will be activated, and this has all been so that you can this year, and really for the next year and a half, cultivate these aspirations of yours. You've had the North Node transitioning into your 11th house, and so the life path is ushering you towards your aspirations. So this can be your personal aspirations, such as your hopes, your wishes. It could also be for the group or community, if it's on that level, and learning more about that, learning more about technology, innovation, maybe social media, community. All these types of things are very supportive for you. So this week with the square, it is about challenging ourselves, to will ourselves to take some action. I think bringing in that bit of patience and persistence and discipline into cultivating those aspirations, as well as continuing to cultivate that sense of self-worth and self-reliance, can be a great way of working with this week. Now, along with that, we have other aspects going on. Venus sextiling the North Node at the beginning, so your ruler could be harmonious with that life path at the beginning, and Venus is going to be shifting into your sign. And so not only is it your first house, but it's also where she's in dignity, where she likes to be. So very nice here. I think there's been a lot of energy, and there still is, about the spiritual side to life, getting your alone time, retreating a bit, maybe working behind the scenes lately. There should be plenty of opportunities for you to do that with Jupiter, the Sun, and Mercury recently shifting into your 12th house. But on the other note, there is this energy moving forward this week about your independence, maybe about relationships, maybe about your goals, your physical energy, learning more about yourself, pursuing the things that are important to you in life. And maybe a bit of energy, even though there is a lot of receptivity going on with that. So I think it's a great week for both, continuing that spiritual development. We just had the new moon in that 12th house, so it's still this whole month a great time for you to be learning about the importance of acceptance, accepting things for how they are in our lives, accepting ourselves, accepting relationships, and all in all, just connecting to our beingness. And that's why meditation, yoga, prayer, anything that helps you connect to your beingness and to God is excellent right now at the moment. And it's not so much important what the philosophical, ideas are behind this, as much as it's about you connecting to the essence of life and to your own beingness. And like I said, there should be plenty of opportunities to do that. There will be for the next year plus with Jupiter in the 12th. Seeing synchronicity, listening to your dream space, really getting in contact with the deeper and spiritual dimensions of life. Maybe even learning more about yourself psychologically and stripping away all those fears and past traumas and anxieties and things that do arise for us to transmute them, to accept them. And it's through that acceptance, again, that we do find the peace and tranquility, which really is the emphasis for you at the moment. All right, so that's going to be the shift with Venus, though. First house there, emphasizing personal goals and personal needs and independence. The Sun will be sextiling up to Saturn, emphasizing that there could be some discipline to maybe get some of that alone time and R&R this early part of the week. Venus sextiling up to Pluto. You could be feeling quite open, and on at least a minor note with a sextile, there's this opening around here Wednesday to get deep, get raw, get real, open in life. Maybe make some changes this week with yourself and your goals and those things relating to you. Now, another very important aspect is that Mars is going to be squaring up to Jupiter here around Wednesday. So with this one, Jupiter expands things, and Mars is that motivation and drive. And in the square, it can sometimes be a bit of an overemphasis. So first of all, Mars in your third house has been that recently there has been perhaps a bit more motivation and drive to communicate, more direct with your communication, maybe to do some reading or some writing. There's some good motivation here. In fact, it is a great place for you, using your intelligence, using your mind, and communicating things right now can be a great source of motivation for you. Now, because it's a square up to Jupiter, there can be a bit of overconfidence with some of this, over exuberance, over excess, collectively speaking. So it will be important to bring extra attention to the self here, to the ego. And that will help keep things nice and balanced with that. But all in all, if you are feeling a bit of inspiration to do some of this learning or reading or communicating, whatever it is, exchanging with others, maybe getting involved in community as well, which is also third house, keeping a cool head and just being aware of that there might be a collective tendency for overexuberance can help that stay nice and balanced. But the inspiration should be there, and it can be very constructive for you to cultivate those things. And also, too, maybe put some energy into that spiritual development. That's Mars aspecting up to the 12th. Maybe some actions that may not be easy or comfortable to do, such as meditation, for example, and maybe taking those actions to do that could be beneficial this week. All right, so those are the two most important things: Saturn squaring up to the North Node, Mars squaring up to Jupiter, with those other aspects going on, Venus going into Libra, which is a very good placement for your ruler to be in, obviously. And this weekend, the Sun will be squaring up to Pluto. So collectively, again, there's this attachment, these things over the weekend, which might have to do with stripping away those layers. So I think it's a great weekend for spiritual development, especially with the Sun in your 12th house, stripping away those layers so you can access that beingness. Again, extra attention on the communication, correspondence, and all of that I think will be important also. All right, so Libras, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.